What is change and what comes with it? When I think of change, I think of it as an opportunity to grow, evolve, and help others evolve. But at the same time, for me, a change is leaving my friends, family, and a place I love. For example, my neighborhood, the houses where I was raised. From time to time, I'm feeling sad for all I left behind. But then I remember this quote. You know what's weird? Day by day, nothing seems to change. But pretty soon, everything's different. Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes said this. But for me, it wasn't really like that, because from one day to another, I found myself in a totally different place. So it was faster than pretty soon. But like in a quote, everything's different in the end. So the first thing about the challenges of change is the adaptability and how important this is. Like Mark McCown says, adaptability is the powerful difference between adapting to cope and adapting to win. Like per se, I got to meet new people, learn new languages and cultures. I also got to adapt to different weather, which is a bit challenging for my last move from sunny California to Germany, because one day I was wearing shorts and slippers, and the following day I was wearing jackets and scarves. But change is good. If you infuse change in your life, you'll have more opportunities, like learning new languages and having a more open mind. And we'll use this to grow as a better person and better professionally. So I was born in a small, beautiful, and very touristic city in Spain called Cebel. Cebel is in the south of Spain, and it's the capital of our region called Andalusia. Back then, some of my favorite memories are enjoying with my family, talking, playing. Me and my cousins, we were inseparable, playing soccer, then basketball, then tennis, and those were most of our days. Like a normal day without school, we'll normally be having breakfast with our grandparents, then later going to a sports club, which had everything not to get bored with. Soccer pitches, basketball courts, and much more facilities. But what's more important, friends and family. So my first change was moving from Cebel to Madrid when I was 3 years old. Madrid is the capital of Spain, and it's much bigger than Cebel. Cebel is a 5 hours drive from Madrid, so I could only visit my family every 3 months. Every challenge is a change to become who we really are. Marianne Williamson said this. This means that everything you've experienced, every challenge, every change, adds up to become who we really are. I started a new chapter in my life. I met new people, and I learned new cultures and new religions. Everything was so different, although we were in the same country. I started to understand how to have a positive mindset throughout the challenges that I will be having throughout my life. So my second challenge was moving from Madrid to LA Life is about accepting the challenges along the way, choosing to keep forward and savoring the journey. Rodrigo said this. I like this quote because it means that if you don't keep going forward, you wouldn't be where you are right now. It means that you have to appreciate everything the change had done to you and how that change affected you. Now I wasn't just moving from a city close to Cebel or Madrid. I was moving to a whole different country and continent. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. Fred DeVito said this. This means that if the challenge isn't hard, it doesn't really change you. When I started going to school, I went to an English school, which at the time I did not speak English, so learning English was a big step. It was amazing how the teachers, staff, and classmates of mine helped me. Every day I was seated with a different classmate of mine who helped me understand everything the teacher said. And if I still didn't quite understand it, it was the teacher who personally helped me, normally when the class was over. At the end of the year, I felt very good because I barely needed help with my English. I started to understand that it is important to help others embrace the challenges of change. So from then on, I try to help people as much as I can. Going to LA was probably the hardest change, but the best change, because I got more opportunities. I remember used to go to TEDxYouth. We went from roller coaster to roller coaster. I remember we also went to Universal Studios. We watched live shows in front of us. There are one of my best basketball teams ever. It was called Up Tempo. The players were extremely good. They pushed me to a level I thought I could never achieve. For me, it was new playing in a different city every weekend, and playing in a place that had more than 20 games going on. But what a good change. It made me realize that I want to come back there to study and play basketball. I also got to visit my dream universities, USC, UCLA, Stanford. I loved all of them, but if I had to pick, my pick would have been Stanford, because it has a great state campus and it has a lot of history. And it's also very close to Silicon Valley, so we also got to visit Google, the most famous companies, Google, Instagram, Facebook. My third challenge and last challenge for now was moving from LA to Germany. I've currently been in Germany for 1 year, and the most challenging thing was moving in the middle of the pandemic and the language. I have made friends here from different places, which is cool, and the school that embraces the different nationalities, like they do different activities from different nationalities, and even our catering business does food from different nationalities. A lot of times people ask me where I'm from, and honestly, I don't really know. I like to say I'm from everywhere I've lived. So, in conclusion, the challenges of change is adaptability, leaving the comfort zone, understanding, accepting challenges along the way, and having a more open mind. Thank you for listening.